Government yesterday announced an 8.42% increase in cocoa producer price, though international market prices are still on the lower side. Speaking on behalf of the President, Akufo-Addo, Minister of State in charge of Agriculture, Dr. Nura Jerry, said the increment represents 72.2% of the FOD price. The announcement was made at the International Cocoa Day celebration in the Bono Regional Capital, Sunyane. With a 40 cedi increment, the new cocoa price per bag is now 515 cedis.
President also announced the engagement of 1,343 agricultural extension officers to provide extension services as part of government's readiness to support cocoa board in a bid to increasing farmers' yields. He, however, urged cocoa farmers to adopt the Innovative Productivity Enhanced Programs (PEP) for a sustainable cocoa production in Ghana.
We are aware of the numerous agronomic and disease challenges facing the cocoa sector, and that is why government is cooperating fully with Cocoa Board to implement the productivity enhancement programs. Increased production automatically will mean more income for our farmers in particular, and the country as a whole. I will therefore urge all farmers to adopt these productivity enhancement programs, since their successful implementation is key to sustainable cocoa production in Ghana. We are strengthening our extension activities by engaging 1,343 field officers to narrow this staff-farmer ratio and provide our enthusiastic cocoa farmers with better extension and other support services.
On his part, the Chief Executive of Cocoa Board, Joseph Boahing Edu, said with support of government, they have concluded the purchase of motorized slashers for distribution to farmers to control the use of harmful chemicals to control weeds on cocoa farms. The national president of the Cocoa, Coffee and Shea Butter Association, Alhaji Al-Hassan Bukari, said they will support government's efforts to bring an end to the recent smuggling and diversion of agro-inputs meant for cocoa farmers. Alhaji Umari spoke on his behalf.
Our cocoa input shops, which were fully managed by cooperatives to provide agro inputs to farmers on credit basis for some time, became defunct, and as a result of the low recognition for cooperatives. Today, we can confirm that such critical inputs are available and farmers can access them with ease. Let me hasten to say that this initiative cannot become successful when some of us connive and condone the smuggling and diversion of agro inputs meant for our cocoa farms.
Some cocoa farmers expressed mixed feelings over the 8.42% increment in cocoa producer price and unanimously called on government to clear bottlenecks in the cocoa farming sector.
The price is a peanut. We don't like the price. The price is a peanut because the stress that the cocoa farmers we are passing through, we are expecting government to give us 800 Ghana cedi per bag, so that one will motivate the young people to go into cocoa production.
This is me I nije senior abueku ya phone sa. Na ono ahye nkuna se. Nyame bua afedano obetum kese amenti.
Na me de ebo no, me say eye. Pollinators no. Oma ebi meka ho. Na afi omo ye spraying no so gangs ni bi emeka ho they say amanfo ye cocoa pa ye ka se fa old ayine de aya se bi ebekam.
Now, Ghana's mango industry could be wiped out completely within the next 5 years if bacterial black spot disease is not controlled as a national agriculture emergency. Leading food processing company Blue Skies gave the caution following severe drop in mango exports to the EU since 2016. Before then, the country was making close to 100,000 euros from the export of mangoes on a monthly basis, but the figures plunged to only 10,000 euros, mainly due to the disease. Head of Public Affairs of Blue Skies, Alistair Jimate, warns government must act now. He was speaking to Joy Business on the sidelines of a business visit by the Ghana Chamber of Commerce and Industry. The business tour by the Ghana Chamber of Commerce and Industry to Blue Skies brought out some challenges that major fruit processing factories in the country face. With a working force of 3,500, Blue Skies exports 800,000 tons of pineapples a week and 700,000 tons of mangoes every week. Head of Public Affairs of Blue Skies, Alistair Jimate, tells me the production of mangoes had dropped significantly due to the surge of the bacterial black spot that has ravaged acres of mango farms in Ghana.
Last season, about almost 70 to 80% of mango farmers in the southern sector lost all their production. And it is gradually climbing up to the middle belt. And the challenge is that we are not finding any solution to it. All the experiments that have been done, some have not been very sustainable.
Joy Business engaged the chairman of Blue Skies Ghana, Seth K. Day, who is advocating more funds be pumped into research to cushion food processing factories against diseases.
We need government involvement in the area of injection of technology. That is research and development. We need to grow more fruit. So there must be a way for government to stimulate, to encourage farmers to grow more fruit.
In all, members of the chamber, mostly exporters, observed the production value chain of Blue Skies. The tour also took them to HPW Fresh Company, another food processing company. It also exposed members to energy-saving methods being used to vaporize products for exports. President of the chamber, Nana Ampege Dankawoso I, stated the chamber will be channeling most of these challenges to the right authorities for action to be taken.
Just to see what they are doing, if there are any challenges that we have to champion to government, and to see how best we can also improve in the system and make sure that they can, they'll be able to expand their production.
Even as government has set out the Planting for Food and Jobs program under the agricultural setting, management of Blue Skies say that various industrialization models under the agricultural sector must be prepped up to increase yields and, of course, make the sector much more attractive to prospective investors. I'm Charles Aite for Joy Business. Thank you, Charles, for that report. Meanwhile, the Ghana Chamber of Commerce and Industry has criticized recent utility tariff hikes and is calling on government to consider granting some exemption to industries to cushion them against the impact. President of the chamber, Dr. Nana Ampege Dankawoso I, tells Joy Business failure to either exempt or provide rebates to cushion these industries could disrupt government's industrialization agenda as cost of operations, goods and services would increase.
We need to sit down to look at that. So maybe the 2020 budget must look at that. So we will push it to the minister for further discussions, how we can look at that. If there is any form of subsidy, we need to look at that. Not physical funds given to them, but there could be some rebates. And I think we need to do that. The only way to go is to industrialize. Because we can't sit here to buy toothpick and all those things. If you buy any import item, it means that you have created employment for somebody in his company or in his country. And we have a lot of youth coming out from the university, they don't have work to do. So if you are not careful, taking care of the little companies, or yes, then it becomes very, and they are at embryonic stages. So how does the government come in to support them? We need to look at it once again, seriously. We should not just take it like a normal increase, so 10% across board. No, that shouldn't be fair.
Now, new utility tariffs announced by the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission took effect yesterday amidst some mixed reactions. Joy Business's Ferduho visited some businesses at Accra Newtown, which are heavily dependent on electricity, to ascertain the impact of the new rates on their operations. Here's his report.
Wake of the recent hikes in tariff, we hit the streets, and here we are at Accra Newtown to engage with business owners to know the impact this current hikes in tariff is going to have on their businesses.
Kakra Goodman is one of the printing house operators.
There is a trend going on in the printing industry that we are gathering ourselves. They will hear from us.
He tells me the industry has been affected by increases in tariffs over the years. He lamented the current 8% hike on water and electricity will worsen their plight amidst fierce competition.
Light issue, you know, whenever there is an increment of electricity bills and water bills and so forth and so on, we complain a lot, but with time we get used to. The job is not coming. How can you pay your utilities if you are not doing as you came? The whole since morning you came, we are just standing.
How much do you used to buy ordinarily on a daily or weekly or monthly basis to run your machines?
5 days we buy 50 Ghana for 5 days. So monthly it's like 300 Ghana, if I'm not mistaken.
On his part, Francis Tai Ashi of Ash Impression Business Center, producers of wedding or other assorted printing materials, says though the increase in electricity tariffs will affect his work, the stable power supply being enjoyed so far is better than the load shedding period which almost halted his business.
It really affecting our business, but I hope truly it will be okay. It will be okay, because I think it's better than the doomsday time. It's better than the doomsday time, because doomsday time, I remember a lot of my colleagues who are into printing, they shut down their press and they travel outside.
Walter Amenume is a worker who also shared some thoughts.
Let me say, from 4 to 5 years now, the business has been slow simply because of increment in electricity, the Chinese influx. Has short, and our materials too have shot up because of the dollar rates and things like that. So it's really affecting the business, and the job is not coming as it ought to. So we are facing challenges in these areas.
They are complaining about utility tariffs, and they are complaining about fierce competition in the printing industry from foreign and some giant local businesses. With me, Fred Duho, for Joy Business.
Welcome back to Business Live. Apologies for that technical hitch. Well, we're turning now to the Joy Business van tonight. After several tries, Perinima Tebate is now owner of a fast food joint, Tobidi. The social enterprise aims to provide healthy meals for teachers training children with autism. Perry lets us into his kitchen, where he talks about his passion for food and how he intends to make a difference in his community.
Hi, Joy Business Van. Thank you very much for coming to Tobidi Fast Food Kitchen. My name is Perry Nimatebate. I prefer to be called Nimate, CEO of Tobidi Fast Food. Just put, no, just put one. It's only one order. Yeah, just put one. And air fryer.
Tobidi is just a few months old, but Perry has attempted running the food business for years now.
15 years ago in East Legon, before university, I started grilling pork in East Legon by a very known spot called Jerry's. I was just grilling jerk pork opposite Jerry's, so that's how I started. I saved money and I went back to school. And then 7 years ago, I started another one with a friend, a very good friend, but it didn't work out. And ups and downs. I had this small place, and I'm passionate about cooking. I love cooking. I like good food. Everywhere there's good food in Ghana, it's me they call to ask, where can I get this, where can I get? So, and I'm also passionate about cooking. So because of that, I started the fast food.
Yes, he did. After several tries, with a small team, Perry was ready to capture the market at Kokomlemle, a suburb of Accra where he operates and beyond.
So when we started initially, I had a plan that, okay, so my plan is to start small, make sure we're selling at least 20 packs a day, and then do flyers. The first day we started, there was a small soft lunch. So we played music, and then that day was good. So we did flyers. We went round the areas. I've been all over the area distributing flyers, telling them about the food, and it's amazing. Sometimes you take a flyer, within 30 minutes you get calls, at least about 5 calls, and saying they want.
And that is how Tobidi built its clientele base. In Ghana, when people hear fast food, they probably think of it as junk. And that is the perception Perry wants to change, employing healthy cooking techniques. Food is prepared upon request. Tobidi currently manages about 30 orders a day. At the heart of what Perry does is his desire to make an impact on society. It's not just about making money. In his community of operation is the Autism Awareness, Care and Training, a school for children with autism. He provides meals for teachers training the children.
Hello, Mrs. Dia. How are you doing?
Hi, thank you.
It's another Friday again.
Yes,
we are here.
You are welcome.
Yes, we are here. We are here. We are here. So why we are doing this for the teachers is we want the teachers to also know that there are people who also think about them. See, the kind of care and love they have to exhibit in taking care of these kids, you have to understand what goes into it to appreciate what they do.
While working to expand his fast food joint, Perry is planning to set up a culinary institute.
We intend to have a system that trains mothers, fathers who don't know how to cook and would like to learn how to cook. So they can come to us. We have programs, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month programs that teaches them how to use all the various ingredients in preparing all the various meals. And when I say cooking without artificial flavors, not using all the things that harm the body.
Meantime, he recognizes he's got a lot more work to do to go to be the fast food. And do make a date next week for another edition of the Joy Business Van. Before we go, Chief Executive of the Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors, Senior Hosea, has confirmed payment of all energy sector debts owed the bulk oil distributors. According to him, government has cleared the debt together with some interest that accrued over the period. He is optimistic that the remaining interest on debt will be paid by the end of the month in line with plans by government.
Total principal portion of the debt has been paid by the former government and the current government. The current government finished the payments last year. We are finalizing the negotiations. We finalized really. There are a few more things to touch on. Some part of the interest. They've even paid a full portion of the interest, some part of it, and we have another part that's left. Not much. I think maybe about just under $50 million. It's big money, but for oil, when you say this like that, it is not much, But I think that should be resolved in the next month, and then a chunk of the legacy issues are dealt with. But the subsidies that keep coming on this year from premix and residual fuel oil are the ones that will be quite pertinent going forward.
And that's Business Live tonight. Thanks for watching. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. You can keep up to date on that website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Darryl Carl. Thanks for watching. We are back same time tomorrow.